Good morning. On and off rain today, but hey, that's why we have 10 roofs over our heads. So, going to be a great day. Ryder Cup, college football on TV. And I got to tell you about a trip I just got back from last night. But I had to get ready for today, so Max and I had to go pick up some charcoal. Hey, buddy, you ready? Let me get this offloaded. So, just got back, landed last night from a 3-day trip to Medellin in Colombia. If you don't know, that's where New Stetic is headquartered and their factories are. New Stetic is a 70-plus-year-old company that has been making denture acrylics, ortho acrylics, and denture teeth, among other things, for over 70 years. Really cool company. You may not recognize the name, but you might recognize their long-term acrylic is OptiCryl. Been around for a long time. Used to use it in our lab. Great company. And I was very confident about them before I went, but I got to tell you about my 3-day trip. Now, the first thing I noticed when I got to Colombia, and it was my first trip ever to that part of South America, the hotel, the restaurant, shuttle drivers, everybody was so nice. Right? They were outgoing, speaking, and I watched it in the factory as well. And it wasn't just to me for being a visitor. Among themselves, it's always buenos dias. You can always tell that they're really sincere, and they're caring people. And so I spent quite a bit of time, a couple of days, with these guys, and watching all the workers in the factory. And you just you got the feeling that, man, they love working here, and I wanted to learn more. And the more I learned, it's really a great company. They treat their people really well. Long term, right? I talked to one woman who'd been doing it for 37 years, another guy had been doing it for 40 plus years. And I asked the leadership what was the tenure average, and they said 17 years. Over 700 employees making denture teeth and acrylic and other things all day long. And very happy long-term doing it. Spent some time with these ladies. These are the ladies who, after the teeth, our denture teeth are made and, finished and sorted, these are the ladies that actually put them on the cards. And this was the greatest bunch of gals. I mean, these girls were really focused on what they're doing. They're very productive at what they were doing. And it was just cool to watch. And I got to spend a few minutes with them, and they were a fun bunch. And I said that if I ever come back and get a job, this is where I want to work with these ladies, because they seem to be having a blast and doing really well. So great company. The employees are so happy, because number one, it's a great job and they take care of them. Look, if they don't have a way to work, they provide transportation. The company will pick them up and take them home and have a couple buses every day running for that purpose. There's a cafeteria on site, so they can have up to 3 meals a day as being an employee, and all employees eat there. And it's very cool. So I got to eat in the cafeteria with the employees. They have these wellness programs that if people are sitting down all day, they literally have to get up a couple of times a day and go do something. And they go as a team, and you would see groups of people, 8, 10 people doing, stretches or walks around the compound. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to see. And I can understand why, people are happy. But I wanted to know if that translated on down the line to customers, right? Meaning their main customer, of course, being a distributor or supply house, and then on to labs and, dentists, and ultimately patients. And so I started asking some of the employees, and they absolutely are very well aware of what they're doing has a significant impact on the health of a patient. And so they're committed to us as well. And so I had a marvelous time. I asked the leadership about these customers, these supply houses. And it's a global company, right? They've been selling acrylic and teeth around the world. I think they told me 40-something countries for a long time, 70-plus years. And I said, who's your longest customer? And there's a customer, I think it was in Peru, that's been buying stuff from them for over 50 years. I said, okay, who's your shortest customer? Well, they just started in the U.S., so obviously, people like Zahn, Zubler is a relatively new customer, but globally, they're outside of the U.S. customers. The shortest one was 19 years. So, if somebody's buying denture teeth and acrylic from a manufacturer for 50 years, there's something good going on there. And I truly believe it now, because, I got a sense of the heart of the company and heart of the people. Leadership, all the way down to the ladies putting the teeth on cart. It's a marvelous place. So, if you don't know, denture acrylic, denture teeth, and they have some great lines of teeth, 2, 3, 4-layer teeth, multi-layer PMMA pucks, which I have used, and they're now getting into printed resins for 3D printers. And I've printed their model material, their surgical guide material, and thrilled with it. And the model material, $80 a bottle. So I spent some time with the engineers in the R&D that are developing 3D resins, and one of the cool interactions we had was, they said, what do we should be looking for? And so the senior leadership and these R&D engineers in a room with me and asking me, what is the lab industry in the U.S.? Well, and we talked about things like flexible partials, clear night guards, and I could tell that they got excited and got on phone and internet. And when I left, somebody told me they're already working on one of those things right now. And it was pretty cool to see that the response to questions and then reply. So I expect big things. They do have an office in the U.S. I will tag Denise here. She's the head of the U.S. office for New Stetic, and you can reach out to her and ask her for a sample of acrylic. Send some cards of teeth. Take a look at this stuff. It's really good stuff. And now that I know the heart and soul of the people behind this place, I highly endorse it. I would absolutely be using it in my place because they're really, really good folks, and they're really committed to making things work for us here in the U.S. And, I asked them once about the acrylic, if they've ever been on back order, and they said no. And look at this warehouse. Look at the back stock they have of acrylic and denture teeth. Absolutely blew me away, right? These guys, they're just constantly making sure they never run out for their customers. Pretty good thing for us as lab guys. So give Denise a call and just get some samples, give them a try. New Stetic, thanks for having me. It was a wonderful trip. Had apprehension, never been to this part of the world before, but you guys made it marvelous. Everybody in the country and the airport and the hotel and the restaurants all made it wonderful for me. So food was great too, guys. So let's get to cooking. Game day Saturday. Go Gamecocks. Have a good week, guys.